Welcome back to the Always Thinking Mindset channel, where we give you positive vibes and simple rules to achieve your goals. Today's episode, we're going to speak on repairs for your first time home buying. Now, I personally experienced this because I just bought a house and I have spent a lot of repairs. And these are a few tips you will need to know in order to save and actually brace yourself for impact. But before we begin this video, if you like today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. And if you love the channel, you already know what to do. So let's go ahead and begin. Now, the first rule you have to look at when you're shopping for a home or whether you purchase the home is the main thing is plumbing. Plumbing is a big headache. Now, I just dropped a huge chunk of change, but I knew that because I bought a little, not little, but just an old home, 60s home, which had a good charm. But the thing is, I spent a lot in replacing the sewer line, the drainage system. I just did the water heater. Now, these bills stack up, but the thing is, I was prepared for this. So I had what's called cash reserves, which I do recommend. It does make the headache a little bit less painful. But whenever you're looking for a home, plumbing is the main issue, right? Because a lot of old homes have galvanized pipe, and at the same time they lead to leaks. Sometimes they just bust, and it's mostly on their time, not on your time. So whenever you're looking at a house, the first thing you want to do is plumbing, right? Has it been updated? Does it have PEX pipe? Is there look at the drainage, look at the sewer line, look at the flood around the house, because these are things you're going to have to deal with as a first time home buyer or as just an investor, because these bills are going to come sooner or later. Now, sometimes they come sooner, and that's what I had to do because at the same time, I don't want to deal with stoppages and, having people over and the plumbing and the sewer line gets stuffed up and you got to call somebody. So, if you have the money, but at the same time, when you're looking for a home, look at the plumbing. The plumbing is very, very important. It can cost hundreds to thousands of dollars, right? Because we don't want to buy something that we're just going to have to, empty our bank account to. So the first rule, like I said, is plumbing. And at the same time, do your due diligence, right? Look at the home, get an inspector out there, call a plumber if you know somebody, try to get a camera in there. That way, you're better informed on the house and the purchase and what to expect. Now, this leads me to my second rule. The second one is electrical, right? Electrical work within the home. A lot of old homes have outdated wires, breaker boxes. Sometimes, they got to put a staff rod onto the ground just to ground it because, like I said, a lot of these older homes weren't up to code. So it is your responsibility as a new homeowner or an investor to make sure that everything electrical is running right, because at the same time, these are hundreds and thousands of dollars you're going to spend, and if you don't do your due diligence, then it will come back to bite you. Now, when I bought this house, everything had been updated, including the electrical. We have a brand new breaker box. Same time, it was grounded, rotted. You might find a few issues here and there, but sometimes it's okay because it is electrical. It shouldn't be that bad, but you never know, right? Because all it takes is one breaker box to go out or something to get fried. Then next thing you know, you're calling an electrician. Hopefully, he can get here. But at the same time, you're dealing with electrical issues, and nobody likes to deal with that, especially when the lights are off, because then nothing works. So, whenever you buy a first time home, whether you're looking at the house in itself, the biggest second bill is electrical, right? So, do your due diligence. Test. You can even buy those testers at Home Depot or Lowe's to make sure things are in accordance, whether it's grounded, whether the amp voltage is actually supposed to be there. But I would hire an inspector or an electrician to actually give you an opinion of the house before you invest. So just keep an eye out for the electrical work, because that, like I said, that's thousands of dollars that you're pretty much going to invest in a home after you already made the down payment and closing costs, and you don't want all that. So, which leads me to my last rule, which is it's a mixture of the roof and also the AC system. But I will stick to the AC system. because I enjoy AC. I live down south, so we need air conditioning regardless of what time of season it is. Roofing is for another video, but at the same time, I wanted to focus on the AC because AC has a lot of components, right? It's not just you have the condenser, you have the evaporator coil, you have the system, the furnace, the wiring, Freon, just maintenance in itself. So whenever you look at a home or say you're investing into a home, look at the whole AC system in itself. Is it leaking? Is it rotting? Do you see any kind of rust within the pipes? Make sure the gas line is run right because all this is going to come back and haunt you. So you want to hire whether an AC technician, or if you've been doing this a while, you kind of understand it yourself because I've been through several houses where now I know how old the condenser is, how long it's going to last me, whether it needs maintenance, cleaning, or both. Because AC can take a long time. It actually can last long, but not as much as people think, especially without maintenance. So, a biggest due diligence is checking out the AC system, making sure it runs according to voltage, and just doing your homework whenever you're looking at houses. Now, I made this video because as of right now, I'm doing the labor as far as what I knew what I was going to get into. But you as an investor or you as a first-time home buyer, it's up to you. You really have to look at the home, inspect the home, and I get it. You're not an inspector, and you can hire an inspector if you don't have any knowledge, which is good. He'll give you a report, but majority of the time, you can do the visual inspection. Sometimes you have to climb in the attic, or if you're daring enough, climb on the roof. But make sure you look at every single crevice. This is a big purchase, and it sometimes comes with big bills. So that ends today's episode. If you like today's episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I hope I informed you as much as I can. Like I said, this is a ongoing project on myself, and I want to share this with you. But if you like this channel, you already know what to do. And until next time, we'll speak soon.